You ask any Buffalo Bills fan, and they'll tell you that the Buffalo Bills deserve to be one of the favorites to win Super Bowl 55. Well, what does Vegas think? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this off-season odds edition of Believers Talk, where we talk about the Buffalo Bills' odds to make the playoffs, make it to Super Bowl 55, and their odds to be hoisting that Lombardi Trophy at the end of the 2020-2021 NFL season. Again, thank you for joining me. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button for continual Buffalo Bills and Buffalo sports news. Also, after you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we post new content. And while you're here, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Buffalo Bills' odds to make the playoffs, to make it to Super Bowl 55, and to potentially win Super Bowl 55. And like this video. Let me know that you like the content coming out. Guys, I hope that you all had a wonderful Memorial Day, able to spend some time with friends and family, able to spend time reflecting on what Memorial Day means to you. Obviously, Memorial Day is celebrating our fallen heroes. Unfortunately, freedom is not free, and some have paid the ultimate price. So I hope that you had a chance to reflect in whatever way you seemed fit. And again, I'm glad that you have joined me here on Believers Talk. Again, thank you very much for doing so. So let's talk about the Buffalo Bills playoff odds. And when we talk about the Buffalo Bills playoff odds, you have to start with what some of the media heads are saying about the Buffalo Bills. Some people in media are giving the Buffalo Bills a really good chance to make the playoffs. Some are saying that they're the team to beat in the AFC East. Some are even saying that they have a good shot to win the Super Bowl. You heard a lot of media heads talking about how the Bills have surpassed the New England Patriots as far as the team to beat in the AFC East now that the Patriots do not have Tom Brady there. But they still have Bill Belichick, and there has to be something to be said for that. Bill Belichick is the mastermind behind all of the evil empire, so you do have to give credit where credit is due, and Vegas is going to do that, and I see that in the odds, and I'll tell you what those odds are in a second. Right now, the Buffalo Bills have the odds of -160 to make the playoffs, all right? So that means according to Vegas, and again, guys, I'm only using one site. A lot of sites out there for betting, and if you use a different site, these odds might be a little different depending on where you go. But as of May 25th, these are the odds that I found on some websites that I searched for sports betting. And so right now, the Buffalo Bills are -160 to make the playoffs. What does that mean if you're not a betting person? That means you have to bet $160 to win 100 back. So your total bet would be $160. Your total winnings back would be $260. You'd win the extra 100 on top of the 160. So Las Vegas is giving the Buffalo Bills better odds to make the playoffs than they are to miss the playoffs, and that's always a good sign if you're someone who likes to bet, if you're someone who likes to gamble, or if you're a Bills fan. Because let me tell you something, I don't know what the sports heads are saying out there as far as the Buffalo Bills, but no one gets it closer than Vegas. That's why Vegas always wins, right? That's why Vegas is where the money is spent, because no one gets it as close as Vegas does. So Vegas is giving the Buffalo Bills a better chance to make the playoffs than to miss it. Obviously, some of these media heads talking like the Buffalo Bills are not going to do well this season. We all heard about Josh Allen being ranked 3rd in the AFC East as far as quarterback play is concerned. We all saw some of those charts listed on Twitter and such by Murphy, I believe it was, or someone out there posting those charts about the best Josh Allen. And Buffalo Fanatics recently did a live video, I think yesterday, about that as well. So make sure you check them out. But you know that some people are hating on Josh Allen, and we'll take the hate. We'll take the hate. Hopefully, it's just giving Josh Allen fuel for the fire. Hopefully, it's giving him billboard material so that way he can come out on fire in 2020 and lead this team to a potential playoff run, because not only are their playoff odds pretty good, their Super Bowl odds are much better than they have been in the past decade as far as I've seen them. So right now their odds to make the Super Bowl, to make it to Tampa Bay, to make it to Super Bowl 55 are sitting at 11-1, and that's the 4th best odds in the AFC. And I think Vegas is pretty close here at the 11-1. I'm not a fan of the 4 AFC teams that are above the Buffalo Bills. The first two I think are easy, the Chiefs and Ravens, even though I believe the Buffalo Bills might even have a better team than the Ravens. You can't deny them that 14-2 season from last year. You can't deny the fact that they still do have Lamar Jackson, and they still do have a pretty good offense overall. That defense is going to improve. John Harbaugh is a good head coach, so you have to keep them up there as far as one of the favorites from the AFC to make it to the Super Bowl. However, the third team on the list here is the New England Patriots, and I'm not sure why other than Bill Belichick, right? Obviously, Vegas still believes that in order to be the man, I should say, you have to beat the man. And no one in the AFC East has been able to beat the New England Patriots. And if they win the AFC East again, then obviously they do have pretty good odds to win the Super Bowl. I just don't see this team having a talent to get the job done. If you were to tell me that the Buffalo Bills had 3 AFC teams ahead of them as far as odds to make it to Super Bowl 55, I'd put the Chiefs and Ravens up there. Again, I think you have to. But then the third team I would say would have to be the Pittsburgh Steelers, if anybody. Now, obviously, the Buffalo Bills beat the Steelers last season on Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh, but that was with Duck Hodges in as the quarterback. You talk about getting Ben Roethlisberger back, and it's very possible that people are sleeping on the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's very possible that the Steelers team can potentially beat the Baltimore Ravens for that AFC North crown, and then obviously have a good chance for themselves to make it to Super Bowl 55. Another team that's right below the Bills that maybe you could say has an argument to be above them would be the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis Colts adding Phillip Rivers this season, probably going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. You give him an offensive line like you have in Indianapolis, give him time to throw the ball. He has a bunch of weapons there in Indianapolis, including T.Y. Hilton, and he is a dangerous guy, and that team is a dangerous team. Talk about Frank Reich as the head coach, ex-Buffalo Bill, have him on the wall right behind me here. And, this team has been pretty good, even after the announcement of the retirement of Andrew Luck kind of caught them by surprise. Still were able to put in a manageable season, a decent season for the Indianapolis Colts last year, and now with Phillip Rivers in there, I think it's only going to get better for them. And again, that plethora of offensive weapons that they have over there in Indianapolis. But still, Buffalo Bills 11-1 to make it to Super Bowl 55. I like those odds as well. Again, if you don't bet, don't know what that means. Every $1 you place on the Buffalo Bills to make it to Super Bowl 55, you win $11. So if you make a $10 bet, you win $110. Yada, 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 yada. You probably understand from there. So those are the odds of the Buffalo Bills making it to Super Bowl 55. Now, if you want to talk about winning Super Bowl 55, because that's what it's all about. It's all about winning the championship. It's all about hoisting that Lombardi trophy. It's all about saying, I'm going to Disneyland, right? That's what it's all about in the NFL, winning Super Bowl 55. If you want to talk about the Buffalo Bills odds of winning Super Bowl 55, you're talking 28-1. And that means, again, for every $1 you place on the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl, if they win the Super Bowl, you win $28 back. So pretty dark odds for the Buffalo Bills. You figure there are 10 teams in the NFL that are ahead of the Buffalo Bills, including the 3 aforementioned AFC teams, the Chiefs, Ravens, and Patriots. But you still have some NFC teams up there. Obviously, the Saints are going to be up there. The Eagles are above us. Not sure if I agree with that. The Cowboys are also above us. Again, not sure if I agree with that one. The Vikings are ahead of us, and I definitely do not agree with the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings sitting at 25-1. I think the Buffalo Bills should have better odds than the Minnesota Vikings. The Buffalo Bills just getting Stephon Diggs, obviously, from the Vikings. Vikings have some offensive weapons that are going to take some time to gel together. How will Kirk Cousins get along with Justin Jefferson from the wide receiver they just drafted in the position where the Buffalo Bills traded for Stephon Diggs? Those things all matter. And Kirk Cousins, no offense to Kirk Cousins, doesn't seem to shine when the light shines brightest on him. So obviously we have no ill will towards the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the same boat the Buffalo Bills are in and never winning a Super Bowl. But I just think the Buffalo Bills are a little bit better than the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know what you guys think. Again, let me know in the comment section what you think about all these odds. Again, the Buffalo Bills sitting at minus 160 to make the playoffs. That means if you bet $160, you win $100 if they make the playoffs, so a total of $260. If you don't know how betting works, you don't lose the $60. You bet 160, you win a total of 260. You get your 160 back plus 100. In order to make it to Super Bowl 55, they have an 11-1 chance to do that. You place $1, you win 11, so on and so on. If you place more money on them, and then to win Super Bowl 55, the Buffalo Bills are 28-1 to win Super Bowl 55. 10 teams ahead of them, 3 of them from the AFC, 7 from the NFC. So obviously Vegas has a little bit of a wider gap for the AFC than they do the NFC. Obviously the NFC is looked at as the favorable league, or at least having the better teams on top. But again, I don't think some of those teams that Vegas has ranked ahead of Buffalo are better than Buffalo. I don't think the Eagles are better than the Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Cowboys, who we just trounced last season on Thanksgiving, are better than the Buffalo Bills. But then again, maybe they have a better shot to beat the Eagles, which means they have a better shot to win their division, which means they have a better shot of making it to the Super Bowl because they're in the playoffs and they get a few home playoff games. But that's what we're hoping for our Buffalo Bills. They win the division, have a couple home playoff games, if not one, hopefully 2, and then we can see what happens from there. But at this moment, to me, all that matters is making it to the dance. Look at that first number, minus 160. Again, that means Vegas believes that the Buffalo Bills are more likely to make the playoffs than miss the playoffs. Again, this can all change depending on injury, depending on other teams' injuries, depending on who other teams maybe trade for, depending on who Buffalo Bills might trade for. All these things can change, but as of today, those are the odds for our Buffalo Bills. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think those odds are about right, or do you think they should move up just a little bit? I think they should move up a little bit. Again, I don't know why the Patriots are ahead of us in each of those categories. I think I would put the Buffalo Bills at maybe minus 180 or minus 190 to make the playoffs if I was Vegas there. But I'm going to definitely take the bets. I'll take the bets. Thank you for giving us less odds than what I would give us. 11-1 to make the playoff, or to make it to Super Bowl 55. Again, maybe a little high. Maybe bring it down to 9-10-1, something of that nature. I think that would be more suitable. But I'll take the 11-1. And to win Super Bowl 55, I'm talking about 28-1. 10 teams ahead of us. I'm not sure where I would rank us. Maybe I would put us at 25-1 like the Vikings are right now, but definitely would rank us ahead of a few teams on that list. That includes the Eagles, that includes the Cowboys, that includes the Vikings, just to name a few. So again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you agree with these odds, or do you agree with me? They're a little low. Buffalo should be up a little bit. Where do you rank Buffalo as far as teams go and their chance to win Super Bowl? The Super Bowl. I have them probably as the 7th or 8th best team in likelihood of winning Super Bowl 55. Where do you have them? Again, thank you for joining me on this edition of Believers Talk. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, and again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I look forward to talking to you all soon as we continue to talk about Buffalo Bills and Buffalo sports. Until I do, go Bills.